first, a word from our sponsor. Keeping my retro gaming collection in mint condition is important to me for several reasons. One of them, keeping them clean and in working order. While there are many ways to clean your cartridge-based games, the best way to keep them clean throughout their entire life is putting them in a Collector Protector gaming case. Preventative maintenance is the best maintenance. Not to mention, they make them in many different sizes for multiple types of games, game boxes, Funko Pops, VHS tapes, and even gaming consoles. I've invested a lot of time and money into my collection, and I want it to stay working and looking great as long as possible. Thanks to the help of Collector Protector, I'll be able to enjoy my collection for years to come. Get yours today at www.collectorprotector.com and start protecting the games and collectibles you love. Also, follow them on Instagram at Collector Protector for updates on new products. Yeah, it's that time of year again. Holiday season. Whether you like it or not, it's here. It comes one time a year. So most people, kind of get in the groove with it. You get your decorations up, you get your gifts wrapped under the tree. You put all the lights out on the yard and in the house, or on the house rather. And if you're like us, my family, we decorate even inside. It just really sparks that holiday spirit and gets you really in the mood. For us, we celebrate Christmas. I know there's plenty of you out there that celebrate Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and whatever other holidays there are. But one of my favorite things about the holiday season is getting everyone together. My parents, especially when I was a kid, they used to throw great holiday parties, whether it be New Year's or Halloween even. And one that I really loved was the Christmas Eve parties that they would throw. They'd get everyone together, all the family, neighbors, friends, and we would have everyone over. And it was great, and it was something that I miss. So today, I thought, putting up the tree, wrapping all the gifts and whatnot and decorating, I would talk to you guys and share some of my stories about how games and holidays mix into each other. I know it sounds kind of funny, but it's a great time to play games when you have everyone over. It makes good memories, good stories. But you know what, guys? I think someone's trying to come through on Skype.
Hey, Nick. Thanks for having us on.
Cheers, bud.
Yep. So, Brian, the holidays. Festive times, family coming together. What games make you think of the holiday season?
So right off the bat, when I think family and video games, I have to go back to me and my brother. I've mentioned it many times on his site, but he had a Sega Genesis for sports games. I had the Super NES for all my games. So I actually still have a copy of NHL 96, which was the game he tormented me with. And one day I will get revenge on him. But it's still fun to pop this in and play that with him. But if we're talking about the rest of the family, there's only one system that really gathers people better than any system ever, and of course that's N64. So for my wife, for any cousins, if your ass is coming over, I'm going to pop in Mario Kart 64.
And I'm a win.
It's the only game he can beat me in, as we've established. That and Typing of the Dead. But at the end of the day, N64, you could go with Mario Party, Super Smash Bros., GoldenEye. It really doesn't matter, and I know the newest Mario Kart, Mario Kart 8 is much better, but still, this is a classic, and I always have my N64 ready to go.
Funny you mentioned the N64, because I'm going with Rush 2. So, not just for the racing... How dare you, sir? Not just for the racing action, but in my family, there is a stunt mode in this game. So my dad, my brother, and me used to take turns all the time sitting down together trying to get the high score into stunts. So getting different strategies, always trying to hit that one thing in the middle just that right way to get 300 some points. Tough to do, but we spent way more time than any normal person ever would on this together. And of course, if you're going to talk about families and gaming, right, how dare you, sir? How can you not pick Wii Sports? Literally a system seller. The only time I've ever seen my mother pick up a game controller was to play bowling with us. That's the power of Wii Sports right there. So when you think of games that even brings grandma to the table, you pop this guy in, you're going to have a good time.
He's not wrong. But
I never am.
But he is wrong. Just because, who still has a Wii?
Well, Brian, you can play it in your Wii U.
Who has a Wii U? Who would spend money on a system that was only going to be superseded by another system in like a year? So to everyone watching, whatever games you enjoy,
whatever holiday you celebrate, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Jim, Brian, cheers, my dudes. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and a wonderful new year to you guys. So, guys, if you haven't checked them out yet, please do. They've got a great podcast called the Power Hour Podcast that you can check out on any platform that you get your podcast from. And make sure to check out their YouTube channel as well. They just hit over 5,000 subs this year. So again, cheers and congrats. But someone else is trying to come through the channel here. Let me see who it is.
Hey guys, it's G to the next level. And I've got a few games that I normally play, tradition really to this day that I have since I was a kid, and now that I play around the holidays, around the Christmas time. Games that really get you into the mood. And I can really think of a handful of them. And I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into it. Just spanning from year to year. I'd say that really one game that I always kind of love bringing out around this time, like you really need any reason to play Super Mario Bros. 3, but I'd really say that just because this was the Mario Brothers game. I mean, I know we did it with Mario 2 as well, but this was the Mario Brothers game that like pretty much everybody in our entire family played with. I mean, it was the one that my sister and I beat the entire game together as a kid. I think it was the first game that we actually beat together, and it's still my favorite Mario game of all time, one of my favorite games of all time. And I always get that fun little feeling, like I try to experience it now with my wife, and it's just like there's nothing about playing it around the December holiday time, around Christmas time. It's weird to explain, and I guess it's really because of those moments, because I remember when we got it for Christmas. And yeah, it's really strange that moment in time of playing this game just has so much more captivation in me than playing it any other time of the year. But yeah, Mario 3, it's most certainly a Christmas holiday game for me. But the other one I would really say, or two other ones I would say, one that I still to this day play around the holidays, because thankfully it got released digitally as well. I still play it around the holidays, is Christmas Nights. Now, on my own channel, I actually talked about my story behind Christmas Nights and why I love this game so much, because even though, yeah, it's just a sampler, it's not even a full game. It's basically a reskin of the first level, but with a Christmas theme. It's so freaking cool. I mean, how can you not love it? You know, I know Nights is also a game that's an acquired taste, but I remember when I actually got this as a kid, and I was just like, really? But then I played it, and I was just like, wow, it's awesome. And it's something that even to this day, because if you have the PS3 version, I believe it works with the 360 version too. But if you have the PS3 version, because that's the one I have, and it's on Christmas Day, and you have Nights in the Dreams on it, it actually will let you play Christmas Nights. And it's playing it in HD. It's an even greater experience than playing the original Saturn version. But this is also one that I really hold within me dear for the holidays. And the last one I can talk about is a really unique and fun one, because one thing that I would really say between my family, my parents and my sister, and my wife right now, one thing that we all share in common beyond the fact that we all love Disney is we all love Pac-Man. Everybody in the family has loved Pac-Man. My dad, my mom, my sister, and my wife, probably my nephew. It's like they're all gonna love Pac-Man. But there's one game that we always love bringing around on the holidays. It's this one, and it's Pac-Man Versus. More specifically, it's like, because the thing is that Pac-Man Versus was basically a bonus that you could get at Funkoland/GameStop stores back in the day, but then they re-released it as a 2-pack later with Pac-Man Versus and Pac-Man World, and I had to have it because Pac-Man Versus is so much fun, because you actually have a Game Boy Advance and up to 3 other players on the GameCube. The player that has the Game Boy Advance gets to see the entire screen. They're Pac-Man. so they get to see the entire screen. And the other ghosts have different bubbles on the screen that they only have a limited view of the board to be able to find Pac-Man. So it's all of a race to get to Pac-Man before he collects all the goblets. It's so awesome. It's a great little game, and I never really understood why they never went back to Pac-Man Versus, but even to this day nowadays, I'll bring the GameCube and we'll all play Pac-Man Versus. And it's something my wife loves, Pac-Man Versus. I'll bring it to my family's house. They love Pac-Man Versus. It's a great game, and it's definitely worth like trying to grab. But yeah, these three, I'd probably say that these three games alone are probably the ones that hold the most dear to me for holiday memories, for Christmas memories even. And I'm just like, all three of them, they're just special places, near and dear to me. So, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all of you. I hope you all have games just like this that are as captivating as your heart is mine.
G! Cheers, my dude! Happy holidays, G to the next level, and congratulations on just getting over 3,000 subs. That's amazing. Congratulations. Continue all the hard work. And dude, thank you for sharing your holiday memories with gaming here with my viewers and on my channel. I want to say thank you again, dude. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. So now I think my lines are clear now, so let's go ahead and talk about some of my memories with gaming during the holiday season. Alright guys, so the first game I'm going to talk about is Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the remastered edition that came with the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare game. Now, I know a lot of people bought this just so they could get the Modern Warfare remaster, but I actually liked Infinite Warfare's story. The multiplayer, I didn't really do so much. The zombies was kind of cool though. But anyways, we're not talking about that game. We're talking about Infinite Warfare. You got the classic game that's playable on modern systems now, and it's got, let's see, it's got the campaign and 10 multiplayer maps. And one of the cool things that I really liked about it was, as soon as you installed it and played it, you got this sense of like nostalgia, you know, of course, and it just brought back all the memories that I used to have of playing with my friends online. I'm pretty sure we were in high school when this came out, maybe like sophomores or maybe juniors, but I loved that game. And they did something really cool with one of my favorite maps. So with word vomit, 3, 2, 1, go. What they did during the holiday season was really neat. They got Crash, the level, you know, kind of like Black Hawk Down. And what they did was they converted it into like a night level, and snow was everywhere. The light posts had been turned into like candy cane posts, and there were Christmas lights like strung around all the buildings and stuff, and then there were like snowmen and whatnot. And that was really cool. It was really rad. And one thing that I remember the most about like playing that level and being into the holiday spirit was my brother-in-law and I used to play this game religiously online together. You know, we both lived in California together at one point in time when my wife and I left Arizona to go see what Cali was all about, and we came back because it sucked. But yeah, it was really cool to play that with him online. And whenever we played that mode, domination or team deathmatch, excuse me, it was just really cool to be able to play with him again like we used to when we lived in the same house together. And then just to be able to play a Christmas themed level, it was awesome. So just all the times that I played online with him were the best. And then even when it wasn't with him and it was my friend Kyle, who was out of town living in Ohio at the time, you know, it was just really fun to be able to play this game online on a Christmas themed level. It really got you in the holiday spirit. It was really rad, and I really hope that they do something like this again soon, because it's not all the time you can get everyone together. So having that multiplayer online, it really made up for it to be able to play with my friends that lived out of town, out of state even, and other family members who had the same kind of want to play. Alright guys, so the next one, we're going way back to when I was just a wee little lad. So I know I talked to you guys earlier about how my parents used to throw parties and whatnot, holiday parties. So I want to say it was like Christmas of like '98, right? December 24th. It was really the Christmas Eve party was getting really late. You know, it was like, I don't know, maybe 10 o'clock at night. People were starting to get ready to go home. And in my neighborhood, there were two kids that lived right across the street from me, like directly across the street. And there's a brother and sister, and they were both my age. And then down the road, like 6 houses over, maybe 7 houses, was another kid who was our same age. It was just really cool that we all happen to be the same age. Like, not many kids get to have that kind of neighborhood friends nowadays, at least. But anyways, so everyone was all over, and people were starting to pack up and go. And my friends, Steven and Diana and Travis, they were like, dude, ask your parents if you can stay the night at our house, you know, right across the street. We're gonna stay up late and play some video games. And okay, cool, let me see what's up. I'm like 7 years old at the time, maybe 8. And I go over to my parents and I'm like, hey, come on, please. And so, like, after a lot of convincing and whatnot, they said yes, but they're like, the stipulation is you have to come home like as soon as you wake up. No brushing your teeth or nothing, you just run home and you're here Christmas morning as soon as you wake up. And I was like, all right, cool, like, I'll do that, deal, man. So we're there, you know, and I can't remember like what day it was or whatever. All I remember was that we had rented like a WCW VHS tape. So we put that in the VHS or VHR, whatever. And we had 2 TVs set up in Steven's room. So we had that going on one TV, and on the other TV we had PS1 playing. And that game was none other than Jet Moto 2. Jet Moto 2 always has been, and probably always will be, one of my favorite racing games. That's not a kart racer. You know, that's not a Gran Turismo or Forza game. This is just like pure adrenaline action. I love the comic art style that it's got to it, the animation and whatnot. But we're extreme sports kids. I mean, all 4 of us actually raced BMX at the park every like Tuesday and Wednesday in that ABBA organization. It's like ABBA or whatever. But we all did that. We all, you know, skateboarded. We were like the Rocket Kids, pretty much. Like wiggity woo, whatever. You know, we were fun like that. And any extreme sports game that was playable, we would play it. And so we played Jet Moto 2 all night, man. And then all of a sudden, we just hear this like sound like friggin' like a big crash on the roof, right? We're like, oh, the fuck was that? Like, it scared us. And then we heard what sounded like deer on the roof. Big heavy feet, you know, boom, boom, boom. And we were like, is that Santa? Oh my God, it's Santa! Hurry! Like, as soon as we all realized it, we were like, we gave each other like, we're like, Santa! And right after that, we like, all laid down. And we're just like, okay, go to sleep. And I mean, was it Santa? Was it our parents playing a trick on us? I don't know. You know, I'm one of those people, and that my parents have always told me, the more you believe, the more you receive. So maybe it was Santa. Who knows, man? Like, if aliens exist, hell, anything's real, right? But yeah. So it was crazy, but I remember that night just like it was yesterday, playing this game, you know, taking turns racing against each other, and then trying to beat the story mode. It was really just a campaign mode or whatever. But this game is one of the funnest racing games I've ever played. And to just sit there and play it on Christmas Eve, you know, you got WCW going on, you've got Jet Moto 2 on the TV, Christmas Eve, everyone's all hyped up for the morning, you know. We all got to open like one gift each at the Christmas Eve party, you know, and I was really, really excited for the next day, but this is just a game and a memory that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life, and I just love thinking back to that time. It's like pure innocence, you know, pure innocence, and gosh, man, it's just awesome. Well, there you have it, guys. It's a couple of my holiday memories about games during Christmas time. I want to wish you all Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. And coming into the next year, I hope you guys focus and get yourself ready for whatever goals you set for yourself or are setting for yourself and for the next year. And just really push yourself to be the best person you can be next year. You know I'm making some changes for the better, and I just want everyone to know that, like, you're loved, you're cared for. I know this holiday season can get people kind of stressed out, you know, buying gifts and spending all this money and seeing family, and some family you might not even like, or spending time with, you know, people who, you know, talk shit about you, you know, earlier in the year. But it is what it is, and I just want you all to have a great holiday season. Whatever you celebrate, make it the best. Get some friends together, show some appreciation for people, and get together and play some Jet Moto 2, y'all. Alright, guys. I'll see you next year. Oh yeah. It's time to get my Christmas on.